know that you're taller than me. They're always gonna see you as like this tiny little thing next to me.
You know what?
I'm so elegant and tall.
Congratulations, now I'm taller. We've established I'm the taller one.
Welcome to YouTube, whatever this is. What's your channel called? Lovers Coral?
Yeah.
Welcome to Lovers Coral YouTube channel. I am your host, Taryn.
Oh,
this is my guest, Car.
Please.
What? My sister has graciously allowed me to be on her show for one time. And if I'm good, maybe a second. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay, so today we're talking about Clutch by Lisa Becker. I was supposed to talk about this with the Indie Revolution Book Club, but that live stream and meeting has been indefinitely postponed because we're figuring stuff out. So I'm going to talk about it with Taryn, my sister.
And I have not read the book, so that will make this extra interesting.
Hopefully.
So, tell me about the book Clutch.
So, Clutch is about a woman from the rural South. She's very unsure of herself. She's not good at sticking up for herself. And she essentially goes to Harvard, where she meets, Harvard graduate school, where
she's getting an MBA, right?
Yes.
Alright, so she didn't tell you the background. So background before this is she's a designer of some kind. She's a handbag designer for someone else, another company, and then she wants to become a designer for herself, so she goes and gets her MBA, which I highly approve of. I think that is smart planning. Good job, protagonist of the story. Alright, now go on.
You see, I've talked about this a lot with her.
Yes, I could pass a test on this book if there was one. Multiple choice.
No, you couldn't.
I probably, if it was an easy test.
Very, very easy.
Whatever.
When she's there, she meets this guy named Mike who's in one of her classes and stuff.
Oh, I didn't realize that she meets Mike at Harvard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I wouldn't have passed that question.
She would fail this test so hard.
It depends on the test. I know all about Backpack Guy. This is foreshadowing for what's going to happen in the video. I know all about Backpack Guy, Diaper Bag Guy, and Cosmetic Bag Guy.
That's true.
Yeah, see? Look at that. I know things.
That's true.
Soon you, too, will know about these men and why they're named after bags. Back to you.
Might have a gag reel, I think, if it's not actually in the video.
Whatever, this should be in the video.
Alright, so after Harvard, she and Mike moved together to LA. And actually at this point they had already slept together once, but just...
Whoa.
Yeah, Tara didn't know
You
that.
didn't tell me that. So they had just slept together.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't tell me. It was a secret.
It was, except not really, because it wasn't that big of a deal. And this is what threw me through a loop, because I figured she was gonna just release the sexual tension and that sleeping together and that'd be it, and then they'd be platonic friends and everything. And that's what it seemed like, because they slept together, and then afterwards they never really talked about it again unless he was messing with her by saying you did fall for me once, remember that one time?
Maybe they imprinted on each other like baby ducklings, they were very young in Harvard graduate school, and they were duckling, you're my mother, but not mother, that's incest, that's weird. You're my romantic partner. It's possible. It's just a hypothesis. This was her first time out of the rural South, right? So
at this point, I think when she was doing working for another company, she was already out of the rural South.
Alright, fine. So maybe it was more like a medium-sized duck meeting another medium-sized duck. Less imprinting, just more liking one another. Maybe. Okay. Alright, so what happens next?
Alright, so next, he decides to go to LA to open up a bar. He has to
Alright, why do you have to go all the way to LA to open up a bar? That's ridiculous. Is he from LA?
No.
So he's just I'm gonna go to LA to open up this thing I could open up literally anywhere else in the US.
The thing is, his family is rich, and they don't approve of his business plan.
Okay.
Or, opening up a bar, because they want him to join, their offices, which I think were law offices, maybe, or insurance, I don't know. Okay. Doesn't matter. They're snobby and rich. So he basically goes across the country to get away from snobby and rich family. Okay. And they're widely influential, so he has to leave for that too.
I see.
Okay, so they move to LA together. He starts the bar. She starts her own designer company called Clutch and everything.
Okay.
And the story is basically about her trying to find true love by, like, dating a bunch of guys over several years.
I want to go back to Clutch.
Okay.
Because I'm all about the career aspect of this romance novel, because that is clearly the shining part of the book. Alright, so how does she start her own business in LA? Like, how does she get clients? How does she apply her business school savvy and her designer background to make this a success?
They don't really go into detail too much about that.
That's bullshit.
However, they do say why she started her company and why she called it Clutch.
Okay.
So she decided to start it because her grandmother, Mimi, was the entire reason. I think her name's Mimi.
It's just making shit up. You're like co-writing this book right now. You're like the writer is probably watching this being like, that wasn't Mimi, what's she going on about? That's how I picture your voice. Author person.
I'm sorry, Lisa.
I'm sorry for her stealing credit for writing this book.
I
As you just did. You add in one little detail and suddenly you're the writer.
I just can't remember details.
Okay, so this Mimi person is her grandmother.
Yes.
But potentially not Mimi. Go on.
Okay, so Mimi told her to, go after what she wanted, and that was handbag design and everything. And so, because of that, she started working for the other purse company, but then she was, really sad because Mimi couldn't afford any of the purses that she bought. So that's what inspired her to start her own company for affordable, stylish purses.
Oh, so when you said that she moved to LA to do this, I kind of pictured she was going after the big celebs, trying to be the ultra luxe designer who's on all the red carpets.
No.
Why would you move to LA to do affordable handbags? This seems like not the best place.
I think she moved to LA mostly because of Mike.
Okay. So Mike had no real reason to be in LA. He just decided to go to LA randomly. I feel like if you're in LA, you need to be trying to break into show business or on the fringes of show business, and it's confusing to me that these two people have no reason to be in LA and yet choose to be in LA. But, alright, that's beside the point.
I feel like they're both running away a little bit because, she didn't like living in her small town, a lot. Even going back there was, really difficult for her.
Okay.
And, he really needed to get away from his parents and everything, and, has a lot of baggage from, that uptight upbringing and stuff.
Okay.
So I feel like they were running away, and, they were basically just running away together as friends.
So you can run away and not run away to Los Angeles, though, you know what I mean? Los Angeles is expensive. I feel I've only been there, once. It was, I was there for 12 hours or something. So I am not a Los Angeles expert, but it seems expensive. And according to one movie I saw, that movie with my big fat Greek wedding, she's the protagonist and they run away to Los Angeles and they're drag queen singers.
Oh.
Undercover.
Right.
Anyway, according to that movie, Los Angeles has no culture and nothing good whatsoever about this city. So therefore, I feel like that's probably a fact.
I apologize to everybody who lives in LA right now who's watching this.
No. It's not me saying it, I'm just saying what a movie said. Like I said, I only went there one time.
I have a feeling that's not what LA's really like. I feel like they have, a strong culture and stuff.
She hasn't even been there for 12 hours, so I have 12 hours on this one.
Technically, I've been there twice, though.
Those were layovers. I've been to layovers in LA. If you don't leave the airport, it doesn't count.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't the 12 hours in the airport?
No, it wasn't. I was there for business because I am a high-powered business person who went on a business trip once.
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah.
That was only for 12 hours?
It was very, very short, yeah, because no, actually I stayed in a hotel that night. So strike that, I was there for 36 hours. My bad. I forgot because I'm so high-powered and go on so many trips, Hard to remember them all. So, they're both in Los Angeles, just setting the stage. He owns a bar. She has a successful, affordable handbag business. And she goes on many dates with many men over many years.
Yes.
And the first one is a cosmetic bag.
No.
A diaper bag.
No. It's another one.
Another one.
Yeah,
another bag that you didn't tell me about.
There were 12 guys or
Oh
something.
my god, how do you fit so many guys into one book?
Well, not all of them were these huge things. Some of them are small flings. Like one of them was like a 24-hour fling or something.
What is that, like a wallet or something?
No.
There
is a wallet though. He was actually called the Baguette.
The Baguette. That is so dirty. I wonder what that could allude to. I have no idea because I am innocent.
Doesn't allude to what you're thinking. He was French.
I feel like he was French, but it also alludes to what I was thinking. There is no way you can nickname a man who you are having sex with a baguette and have it not refer to what I'm thinking
She
about.
didn't sleep with him, though.
Oh.
She wanted to, and, like, he wanted to, but she decided not to because, like, they were both in, like, Greece, I think, or Italy. So...
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
In the world. She, too, is a high-powered, travel-y person.
She is a high-powered, travel-y person.
That's great.
They met there, like, only for a couple days and stuff, so, like, she wanted to, like, keep the fantasy of, like, him being a very sexy kisser alive, and, like, she didn't want to ruin it with bad sex.
Alright, that's, like, the worst reason not to have sex with someone, is that the sex might not be as good as what's in your head. You don't have, if you're not having sex, then, like, that is worse than, like, even, like, low-skill sex, I feel.
I don't know, I feel like that's a pretty good reason not to have sex with somebody.
I mean, it's obviously her decision. I'm just, like, questioning her judgment.
Okay.
Anyway, alright, so first there is the baguette.
No.
Oh, man. Alright, who's the first?
The first one is, the Hobo Bag.
The Hobo Bag. That does not sound promising. Why would that even be on your roster?
He was not great, and, like, this, like, helps show how much he grows, like, in later.
Okay.
So what happened was she and Mike went to an art show together, and they met an artist there who was a starving artist.
I see. Was he talented?
No.
Okay.
He was not talented, and he was, like, not really good at painting at all. And he had no job aside from that, and basically his entire role was moving in, persuading her to let him move in. And then he stole money, he, like, tricked her into buying food for him, like, he was basically just this bum living in her apartment.
That is not good.
It really wasn't.
How long did Hobo Bag last?
A few weeks, I think?
Okay.
Maybe a bit longer?
Okay, at least she came to her senses really fast and got him out of there.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Mike was actually the one who persuaded her to be like, he's gotta go, he's stealing money from you.
And Mike, just so that everyone remembers, is her best friend. They moved together. He decided to go to LA to start a bar. He comes from a wealthy, uptight family. Did I say they slept together already?
No.
And they've slept together.
One time.
I wonder if Mike might end up being important later on to this story.
I honestly didn't know he was a love interest at this point.
Oh my god, you just spoiled it for everyone. Now
everybody knew it anyway.
So, perhaps we could go over some of the highlights. What did you like about it?
Okay. I liked about the book, her and Mike together. They had some really cute banter, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed several of the guys she dated, and I liked that not all of the guys were great, and not all of the guys were bad. Like, some of them were assholes, but, like, some of them were genuinely good guys that, like, she just wasn't able to get with for whatever reason.
I like that nuance, yeah. You know, sometimes someone is, like, a really good love interest, but just not for this character.
Exactly.
And that's nice. I feel like earlier off screen, sorry you weren't a part of this conversation, you said that the cosmetic bag was one of your favorites,
yes.
right? So tell us a little bit about your favorite.
Oh my gosh, okay. So, cosmetic bag guy, I don't remember his name. The protagonist meets him at a restaurant where he's the chef. They hit it off immediately, and, like, he's so nice to her and everything. Like, he cooks her food, he likes hanging out with her, he likes being with her.
Alright, so can I just say, men who can, like, cook food, especially, like, chef grade level, and enjoy doing it, that is very attractive.
It's so attractive.
Can Mike cook? He just
know.
pours beers, that's all he does. He's so talentless. Sorry, Mike.
You just apologized to a fictional character.
I did.
Okay.
That's okay. Alright, so, they meet at a restaurant. He cooks her a meal.
Yeah. They hang out. They date for a little bit and everything. I think we go on, like, 2 dates. And he's really nice. He's really funny. They have great sexual chemistry.
But he's, like, the whole package.
He's
probably
really
has
nice.
a nice whole package too.
Ex-
But don't do all the spoilers.
Okay.
Alright, so you have to read the book,
Yeah.
assuming you haven't, to find out why this perfect man wasn't the right one for this character, but that Kara reserves him for herself if he ever becomes a real
person.
human. Which would not be weird in any way.
No. He was just so perfect, and like, what was a deal breaker for her was not a deal breaker for me, like by any stretch. And I'm like,
I know the deal breaker. It would not have been a deal breaker for me either.
no.
Just this person. But probably half the reason. It wasn't even so much that this was a deal breaker for her as she was just in love with Mike and looking for reasons to sabotage all these relationships. That's what I think.
Possibly, not always. I think definitely with like the last one she dated, which was not cosmetic bag, but it was the backpack.
Okay.
I think that was probably a little true because like he was her vision of like a perfect guy, and like she couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
So.
Because she loved money.
So yeah.
Mike has an MBA from Harvard and then starts a bar. I know I'm harping on this a little bit. I just question his life decisions. I think.
You and like actually like 3 other of the love interests in the book. But he gets an MBA from Harvard because that's what his parents wanted him to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like he wanted the business skills anyway, but I think he was just biding his time until he could escape.
I mean, like, why was he able to escape after he had his MBA but couldn't escape before? Is that when he came into his trust fund?
I don't
He
think
could have
so.
escaped at any time.
I think he wanted the business skills too.
He did want the business skills too.
So that way he could actually run the bar successfully.
It probably helped. But
It
why
probably did.
why does he think so small? Why doesn't he want to have 100 bars?
Because he doesn't want that. He came from like a highly ambitious family that was like all after power and money, and he did not want that at all.
I'm after power and money, so I do not approve of this Mike character. I feel like she's after power and money too. You know, she's like doing her whole handbag empire, and because they're reasonably priced, that means it's a scalable business. She can do it across the nation, like in Targets all across the U.S. if she wants to, because she thinks long game.
And he respects her choices and respects her in the business.
I guess like in a relationship, you do want one person a little less ambitious than the other, because like he'll be the one to pick up the kids probably after soccer practice, while she's like in her Target meetings.
That's
I'm like
true.
just throwing this word around a lot. Like I hope we're not endorsing Target somehow.
Target. What's their slogan?
What's their logo?
What's their slogan? I can't speak.
I don't know. Great prices?
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I know like it's the Target symbol. You know.
That's not what that looks like.
It clearly looks like the Target symbol. I don't remember their slogan. But this isn't a commercial for Target, so we don't need it.
By Target.
How should we wrap up this video?
I don't know.
Alright, so she's told you her favorite love interest.
Yes.
How about really fast, in the next 10 seconds, you say your favorite part of the book and your least favorite part of the book.
Okay. So, favorite part of the book was when they sleep together a second time. Spoiler! Alright. Least favorite part of the book was when there was like some low-key girl-on-girl hate. It wasn't like much, but it was a little bit insinuating. You can't do that. It's still going on. Shush. And maybe I was being oversensitive and stuff, but like there was a girl in there, well, one of the waitresses had a crush on Mike, and she was like very bitchy to the main character because she knew that Mike was in love with the main character and stuff. And like, yeah.
You want to see more girl positivity, supporting one another in books,
Exactly.
not tearing each other down.
Yeah. And like another thing which I was like a little irritated with was when the main character was describing the waitress, Morgan. The waitress's name was Morgan.
I used to work with a waitress named Morgan.
Really?
Yeah, back when I was in college. She was not at all bitchy. She was lovely. Hi, Morgan. I'm not watching this.
When she was describing Morgan for the first time, she said Morgan clearly had spent her tip money on enhancing her assets.
Ah, yes. That is a little bit judgy main character. What's the main character's name?
I don't
Oh,
know.
you forgot.
I think it might be Claire.
Alright, Claire, how about you just hold back because a woman has any right she wants to enhance her assets if she chooses, and we should not judge.
And we don't even know if she enhanced her
Yes,
assets.
some people have naturally large assets.
Seriously.
So let's close.
Okay. So,
How many stars do you give this book?
I think 4 out of 5 because I really enjoyed this book
That's
a lot.
nice.
And I really loved her relationship with Mike. It was adorable. So, I definitely really liked that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alright, 4 out of 5 stars. Maybe I will try reading it.
You should. It's so good. And it's not like a traditional romance. It's more chick lit. So I think you would
I
probably
like
more.
that. You know, this Sophie Kinsella, Marion Keyes variety. I'm a
Yeah.
fan. Okay. Alright, I'll try it.
Good.
Cool. Goodbye.
Have a good day. Remember to shop indie, shop local, and read for a better world.
And subscribe.
Yes!
Subscribe to the channel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.